Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Bravescountry meets the big leagues. Your host Vick is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves baseball and the rest of the league. I'm your host Vic, and today is Friday, July 25th. We're going to get into the action from around the league. We're going to see the previous Braves series, and we're going to take a look at the upcoming Braves series that starts tonight. Before we get started with the action, just want to thank you guys for continuing to support the show. We truly appreciate it. And make sure you continue to follow us on all social media platforms: TikTok, The Chop Seat, Instagram, The Chop Seat Pod, X, Twitter, The Chop Seat, and on YouTube, The Chop Seat as well. So, again, thank you guys for the continued support. And without further ado, let's head into our first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we take a look at the previous Braves series. And Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by, just want you guys to take a quick look. There's a new code. It's brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSEAT20 for $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Again, a new code. Use code CHOPSEAT20, CHOPSEAT20. And you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. So the previous series that we just wrapped up was a series with the San Francisco Giants. The Giants were coming into town to face the Braves at Truist. We discussed in the last episode, the first game of the series, the Braves won that one 9-5. But then, and it was a nice win. It was a nice complete win. You saw the offense, was able to put some crooked numbers up there again on the box score. But the next two games were not good. And after these two games, I had to make a call. I pronounced the Atlanta Braves dead. I already did it. I said, you know what? I'm going to end up doing it, man. I'm going to end up doing it because the way they've been looking, man, it's just, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. So the Braves were pronounced dead by Vick, by yours truly, at 2:07 p.m. Wednesday's game, right after Devers hit that 3-run homer. They made the game 6-0. San Francisco. I had to call it quits. Cause of death. just got beat up, man. Just got beat up. Let's say it was blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. A stab to the heart. These guys got no heart, bro. No heart, no fight. It's all over. Sell as much as you can. You got the little sad music in the background. Sell as many pieces as you can, if you even have any pieces at this point. I don't think anyone's even attractive right now. And even trade Marcel Ozuna, he's hurt. Right still Iglesias. Probably somebody takes a bite at him. But, I mean, we'll see, man. It's a disappointing season. It's going to continue to be disappointing. We have no starters. We only got Spencer Strider, Grant Holmes. Then you got to piece it together. Oh, Bryce Elder. But he's a coin toss. You never know what you're going to get with him. And then you got two other guys that are going to be doing spot starts. Who the heck knows who it is? So I don't know. It's over. I'll take the sad music out. But yes, the Braves were pronounced dead by yours truly on Wednesday after the 3-run shot by Rafi Devers. And that sealed the deal, man. That sealed the deal. I'll take the sad music off, like I said. Game 2. That was game 3 on Wednesday, but let's take a look at game 2 real quick. Game 2 started by Landon Roop. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, no runs allowed, 6 Ks for the Giants. He got the win. He's now 7-6 with a 3.11 ERA. And for the Braves, it was Davis Daniel starting. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all those earned, 4 walks, 3 Ks. He took the L 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Wander Suero came out for the Braves in the bullpen. He went 2 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 2 Ks. So pretty much he got rocked also. Luke Williams, Luke Williams, position player. Luke Williams came in the 9th inning. He had an appearance himself, and he actually had a clean inning. he was the one to have a clean inning, which is crazy. He even had one strikeout, so it was a 9-0 win for the Giants. Braves offense completely dead per usual. That's the way it went down. And then you had Game 3, Justin Verlander. He was 0-8 to this point in the season. And of course, the Braves got to give him the first one of the season. He ends up winning this game. He goes 5 innings, 1 hit allowed, just 1 hit, no runs. He had 5 walks in this one. You couldn't even score against him with those 5 walks, which is just embarrassing. With 3 Ks, again, he's 1-8 now with a 4.70 ERA for the Braves. It was Spencer Strider on the mound. He wasn't terrible, but again, the offense was not able to get to Verlander and pretty much the rest of the Giants pitching. Spencer Strider, he went 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of those earned, 3 walks, 7 Ks, 2 homers allowed. He's now 4-8. He took the loss in this one with a 3.72 ERA. Dylan Dodd came in. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of those earned. He allowed a homer. Dane Dunning also came in 2/3 of an inning as well. 1 hit, 3 runs, all those earned, and a walk. Bottom of the 7th, Drake Baldwin. This was after the Devers homer. Like I said, they were up 6-0, then it was like 9-0, and then they were completely pronounced dead after this one. Like I said, after all that, I was like, this team, they don't have any fight in them. Like I said earlier, they're not coming back. These guys fall behind is over. They have no fight. It's not like previous Braves teams when you get, they were behind. You're like, oh yeah, we easily come back. They're gonna easily come back at some point in the game. They're gonna put some hits together, start rallying back, and they use, you knew they had what it takes to come back. But this team doesn't have that same aura to them. Once they're down, they're down. They're not coming back, and that's exactly how it went down. On bottom of the 7th, though, Drake Baldwin, he's been good to see. He's been doing great. He had a 2-run double that made it 9-2 Giants, and then Sean Murphy runners on 2nd and 3rd. He grounds out to 3rd, drives 1 in. That made it 9-3. That's all the Braves were able to get. A little too late. But yeah, it was a disappointing series, man. You win the first game of the series, you're thinking you're gonna hopefully win the series. You got a good chance to do so, and you don't. You completely get spanked by the Giants. And this was a Giants team that was struggling. Remember, they came into this one 5 losses in a row. You gave them number 6 on Monday's game, the first game of the set, the 3-game set. But that was all you were able to get. And that's it. I mean, you're 13 games under 500 now. You're 13 games over 500. You got plenty of teams. You're legit one of the worst teams in the league. And not even nationally. You're one of the worst teams in the entire major league. So, it is what it is. We keep saying that, they have talent, they got the talent to turn it around. They're not playing to their talents, and they're not giving us any reason to think that they're going to be able to turn it around. There's no indications, no signs, no indicators to say, you know what, they're going to start clicking now. They're not going to start clicking, man. Just sell whoever you can and retool for next year. That's all you can do. Take the L for this year. You kind of, and this is what you get for being so complacent during the offseason. You only made one major move. That was Jurickson Profar. And it wasn't your fault that, it pretty much blew up in your face when he got caught with the PEDs. But it's the only move you really made in the offseason. You had other teams in the division stacking up as much as they could, the Phillies and the Mets, and they're obviously going to continue to add on in the next coming weeks, or the next week, the next week. And, you didn't do much you got too complacent. You thought you had the guys, you had the roster already in place. You got guys going down, and you're in the same spot as last year. Again, you got too complacent. This is what you got. Now you got to suffer the consequences. We got to suffer the consequences as a fan base. And yeah, we just got to buckle up and keep, watching these terrible games. This terrible team that has no fight in them. I actually got tickets to go to see the Braves in Citi Field next month. You think I feel like going? I don't feel like going. It's going to be embarrassing, man. It's going to be embarrassing. They're not going to turn it around, and we're going to get shellacked over there. I'm going to be there live in person to see it. But that's all I got for Tomahawk Takes. Braves are dead. On to the next season. Just got to take our L this year. And that's all I got, man. That's all I got, unfortunately. So yeah, let's just head into our next segment, man. We got more exciting baseball to talk about. This segment, we got to put it behind us. Here we go.
It's time for the MLB.
It's time for the MLB, where we take a look at the action from across the league. We're going to try a little something different. We're going to try and put a little background music since it is the MLB. So we're going to see how the action from across the league went down. The first series we're going to look at, it was the Baltimore Orioles at the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians win game 1, 5-10. Game 2, the Guardians win that one as well, 6-3. Jose Ramirez, he had homer number 21 of the season. Wednesday's game, the Guardians win that one as well, 3-2, and they win the series. They took 3 out of 4 because the Baltimore Orioles are able to win the final game of the set. They won that one by a final score of 4-3. Then we had the Detroit Tigers at the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know why the music stopped. Why is it stopping? Let's see here. There we go. It's back. Put a little louder. Anyways, Detroit Tigers at the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates, they pull off a sweep of one of the best teams in the majors. They won the first game 3-0. Second game 8-5, and then to complete the sweep, the Pirates won the final game 6-1. The Detroit Tigers have now lost 9 of their last 10, so a bit of a slide for them, being the first team to get to 60 wins. They're going through a little slide. We'll see how that goes heading into the weekend. Then we have the San Diego Padres at the Miami Marlins. The Marlins are not able to win game 1. They lose that one 2-1 to the Padres, but they're able to come back. They won the second game 4-3. Edward Cabrera, he goes 5 2/3 with one run allowed to lead the Marlins into a win. And then the Marlins, they end up winning the series 3-2, the final game. They win 2 out of 3 in this one, and now they have won 23 of the last 35 games. So talk about a team that has been playing good baseball as of late, and they've been trying to get to 500, man. They've been clawing and fighting, something you would wish the Braves would be able to do, but they cannot come even close to that. Next, we go to the Cincinnati Reds at the Washington Nationals. The Nationals win game 1 10-8. They also win game 2 6-1. And then the Reds are able to avoid the sweep and win the final game 5-0. Then one of the games we said to keep an eye on, it was the Boston Red Sox at the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies, they win the game 1 in a wild walk-off fashion, 3-2 walk-off win in the 10th inning. It was a walk-off catcher interference. That's something I have never seen before. First time I heard it happen before with Johnny Bench. Back in the day, he was called for interference, but I'll be honest, I never saw that one. So this is the first time that I see a walk-off catcher interference. Then we had game 2. The Phillies, they also won this one 4-1. Christopher Sanchez, he goes a complete game, 12 Ks, only 4 hits allowed. Kyle Schwarber, he hits homer number 33 of the season. And then we have the final game of the series, the Boston Red Sox. They're able to get a win 9-8. They win this one in 11 innings. It was another game with a Schwarber bomb. Kyle Schwarber hits another bomb. Bryce Harper, he hits number 350 of his career. Congratulations to him. But it was Romy Gonzalez. He had a grand slam that made the game kind of tight. Then Real Muto, he ended up tying up the game. But then Carlos Narvaez, he has a game winning homer in the top of the 11th. That's how the Boston Red Sox are able to win that one. I don't know where the music keeps stopping. I'm trying to loop this track, man. We got to keep the MLB going. And then we go to another series that we had to keep an eye on. It was the New York Yankees at the Toronto Blue Jays. The first place Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, they won the first game 4-1. Bo Bichette with a key 2-run double in the 5th. That led them to a win. Game 2, it was a Yankees win, 5-4. Ben Rice with a game-winning homer in the top of the 9th inning. Listen, Yankees were up in this one, 4-1. Blue Jays are able to come back. Ben Rice gives them the game-winning homer. But let's look at the final score of the third game real quick before I say what I'm going to say. The Blue Jays, they end up winning this one 8-4, and now they clinched the season series against the Yankees. They win the series 2 out of 3 games. But listen, it could have easily been a sweep, guys. Yankee fans, it could have easily been a sweep. These guys have your number. That's what it's looking like. They got your number this year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What is it going to take to beat these guys? I would like to see a playoff series with these two teams involved. The way they've been playing, the way these games have been going, I would love to see it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Yankees, Toronto Blue Jays rivalry that we have going on as of late. Then we go to the LA Angels at the New York Mets. The Mets, they win game 1, 7-5. Francisco Alvarez, he's recalled from AAA. Scored 2 runs in this one and a double. They win the second game 3-2. Again, Francisco Alvarez, after coming back, he had a 2-run game-time homer. Brandon Nimmo also had an RBI single. That was the ball game. And then the Mets complete the sweep in game 3, 6-3 win. Brandon Nimmo and Pete Alonso with homers in that one. Then we go to the Chicago White Sox at the Tampa Bay Rays. It was an 8-3 victory by the White Sox in game 1. The Rays, they come back in game 2. They win that one 4-3. And then the Chicago White Sox, they win the series 11-9 victory in the final game of the set. And they take the series, as I mentioned. Kansas City at the Chicago Cubs. Kansas City Royals, they win game 1 12-4. And then in game 2, the Royals, they call up Rich Hill, 45-year-old Rich Hill, making start for his 14th team in his career. But they are not able to win that one. The Cubs win this one 6-0. But then the Royals come back in the rubber matchup. They win the series 8-4. St. Louis at the Colorado Rockies. St. Louis wins game 1 6-2. But then the Rockies win the last 2 games of the set, and then they win the series 8-4 in game 2, and then 6-0 shutout in game 3. Another series that I had mentioned to keep an eye on. Just drink a little sip of this nice drink that I've discovered recently. Here it is. East Coast Kombucha, bro. Look at that. They're from Norwalk, Connecticut. Pretty much local to me. But I just discovered them. When was it? Yesterday. Got 2 cans of these. So good. This is the guava flavor. Probiotic tea. So good. So good on my stomach. I suffer from heartburn, man. So this is clutch right now. This is clutch. So again, shout out to East Coast Kombucha Company, South Norwalk, Connecticut. Maybe we could get a little maybe we could get working together something. Who knows? We'll see. I was trying to zoom it in there for you guys. I forgot where I left off. That drink is so good that I forgot where I left off. We left off at, Houston Astros at the Arizona Diamondbacks. This was a series I said to keep an eye on. You got the AL West leading Houston Astros, and you have a team that was declared to be sellers, most likely, in the Diamondbacks, and they got swept. They got swept in this one. Houston wins all 3 games. They won the first one 6-3, second one 3-1. And then the final game 4-3. Christian Walker with a clutch RBI single on the top of the 9th against his former team. That's how they complete the sweep. And talking about trades and sellers, they do make their first trade. The Diamondbacks, they send Josh Naylor over to the Seattle Mariners. First baseman Josh Naylor, looking to improve that Mariners offense. And in return, the Diamondbacks, they get rookie left-hander Brandon Garcia and project prospect Ashton Izzy. And those are the pretty much the first moves when it comes to the trade deadline. We had a few other moves. Now that we're talking about moves, and we already spoke about the Mets. The Mets, they are to acquire left-hander reliever Gregory Soto from the Baltimore Orioles for minor leaguer right-handed pitcher Wellington Aracena and Cameron Foster. And then the Yankees, I forgot about this one, man. The Yankees, they are to acquire Ryan McMahon from the Colorado Rockies for left-handed prospect Griffin Herring and right-hander Josh Gross. My mistake. My apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But those were the 3 moves that went down thus far before the trade deadline. Then we go to Milwaukee at the Seattle Mariners that I just mentioned. The Milwaukee Brewers, hottest team in baseball. They won the first game 6-0. That made their winning streak. Turned that into 11 straight wins. That was their first one since 2021. With Mizorowski on the mound for them in game 2, looking for the win. He goes 3 2/3 inning. Against Logan Gilbert, he was thugging. He had 10 Ks in this one in 6 1/3. Kyle Raleigh, he has a solo shot number 39 of the season. That was the lone run in the entire game. The Mariners win that one 1-0. Then the Brewers come back and they win the final game 10-2, and they claim that series. Then we go to the Minnesota Twins at the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers won this one 5-2. Ohtani, he gave up a homer in the top of the first, but guess what? He comes back in the bottom of the first. He hits a homer, a 2-run homer at that, gave himself the lead. Game 2, the Twins, they win this one 10-7, but Shohei Ohtani, he had another homer this one. And the final game of the series, the Dodgers win this one 4-3. Ohtani, yes, he does it again. Homer number 37 of the year. 5 games in a row with a homer. We got to tune in tonight to see if he can make it 6 games in a row with a homer. Freddie Freeman had a walk-off hit in this one to win the ball game. And then we go to the Athletics at the Texas Rangers. The Rangers, they sweep the series. They bring out the Browns at home. 7-2 victory in game 1, 6-2 victory in game 2. And then Jonah Heim, he leads the Rangers to a win with a 7th inning RBI double to make it 2-1. That is how the series went down. That is your MLB for today. Before we head on, we're going to look at the series that are starting today. Actually, we had some series that started yesterday. We're going to look at those first. You had the Toronto Blue Jays at the Detroit Tigers, 2 division-leading teams. Keep an eye on this series. But the Blue Jays, they were able to win game 1, 11-4. That's going to be a 4-game set. So keep an eye on that one. Then you have the San Diego Padres at the Seattle Cardinals. Why do I keep saying Seattle Cardinals, bro? I'm going to have to make this team for real. At the St. Louis Cardinals, keep an eye on this one too. 2 wild card contending teams. The Cardinals, they won the first game 9-7 last night. Then we had the Athletics at the Houston Astros. Athletics takes game 1 5-2. And then the Seattle Mariners at the LA Angels. The Mariners win this one 4-2. And then the series that are starting tonight, all those that I just mentioned, those are 4-game sets. And then the ones that are starting tonight, you got the Milwaukee Brewers hosting the Miami Marlins, Arizona Diamondbacks at the Pittsburgh Pirates, Colorado Rockies at the Baltimore Orioles. Keep an eye on this one. It's the Philadelphia Phillies at the New York Yankees. Some might say that's a potential World Series matchup. Some might say this one might be a potential World Series matchup. The LA Dodgers at the Boston Red Sox. You never know. Then you got the Tampa Bay Rays at the Cincinnati Reds, Chicago White Sox facing the crosstown rivals Chicago Cubs. Then you got the Cleveland Guardians at the Kansas City Royals. Excuse me. You got the Washington Nationals at the Minnesota Twins, and then the New York Mets at the San Francisco Giants. That is it for the MLB. We'll just take another sip of this East Coast kombucha. Make sure you guys zoom into that East Coast kombucha from South Norwalk, Connecticut. Like I said, we could get a little project going on. This drink is phenomenal. If you have heartburn like I do, it's great. It's phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. That's the only way I could sum it all up. Phenomenal. But that is it for the MLB. Let me take that little techno beat off. That was a nice little beat. Let me know what you guys think about that. Having a little song in the background. Excuse me. Having a little song in the background while we do the MLB. Is it a keeper? Is it not? Let me know. But anyways, let's head into our next and final segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we look at the upcoming Braves series, and that's a series going on the road. The Braves are starting a 9-game road trip. They're going to be starting off the road trip, the first leg of the road trip, against the Texas Rangers. They're 53-50. The Braves are going into that one 44-57. Just 7 games before the deadline. Where, like I said in the first segment, the Tomahawk Takes, we're gonna be sellers, man. We're gonna be sellers, unless they miraculously, which is not gonna happen, win all these 7 games in a row before the deadline. It might switch things up. It might change things up. That will make them 6 games under 500, which might put you in a better spot. Even so, the 6 games is still a lot. You're running out of time. You already ran out of time. Anyways, let me stop thinking that way. That's the positive guy, the optimist in me coming out. It's over, man. I already pronounced him dead. You can't get him back. Anyways, game 1 tonight is at 8:05 p.m. Eastern time. First pitch, it's going to be Joey Wentz for the Braves. He's 2-1 with a 5.71 ERA. For the Rangers, it's going to be Nathan Eovaldi. He's 7-3 with a 1.58 ERA. This would have been a great guy to have. Remember, the Braves were kind of linked to him. I don't know what happened. Braves didn't have no money to throw at him. And look at the year he's having. Again, 7-3 with a 1.58 ERA. Wish you would have had him, but you didn't make it happen. All you made was one move. Like I said, Jurickson Profar, that was it. You thought that was enough to take you to the top. Obviously, we see what it is now. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, can't dwell on that. Game 2 is going to be Grant Holmes. He's 4-9 with a 3.81 ERA. Going against Kumar Rocker. He's 4-4 with a 5.66 ERA. And that's a 7:05 p.m. Eastern start time. And then game 3, it's a 2:35 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be Bryce Elder for the Braves. He's 4-6 with a 5.63 ERA. Going against Jack Leiter, who's 6-6 with a 4.27 ERA. So that is it for the Braves forecast. That's all I got, man. I'm not going to be over here saying, these guys got to hit. These guys got to pitch. We already know what they got to do. We already know. They're facing a tough team, a team that's trying to turn it around. They've been playing better as of late. Like I said, the Rangers are 53-50. They're looking to compete. They're not one of these teams that are just laying down and just gonna let the season end and not move. They're gonna be making some moves as well, probably. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Braves are probably gonna lose this series. Probably gonna get swept. Honestly, I said they get swept. Maybe we could work some reverse psychology, some reverse jinx. If you guys believe in that, I don't believe in that. But anyways, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at the series. We'll be talking again next week, most likely on Monday, to see how the series went. We will catch up with that. We'll see how the other series from around the league went. And hey, we might have some more moves too. We might have some more trades going on around the league. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to continue to share the show. Again, don't forget to use code CHOPSEAT20. That's a new code, CHOPSEAT20. On SeatGeeks to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. Like I said, again, I'll say it again. I keep repeating myself. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget that the Braves were pronounced dead on Wednesday, 2:07 p.m. Eastern time. Blunt force trauma to the heart. To the heart. They got no heart. They got no fight. That's the theme of the episode. That's probably going to be the title of it, to be honest. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care.